engines. This is the Women's Motorsports Network. From dirt track nights to the bright race lights, from the garage to victory lane. Women are rising, chasing the dream, with horsepower running through their veins. Women's Motorsports Network. Hear those engines roar. Stories of courage, speed, and heart, like you've never heard before. Fuel her future, fuel her dreams. Every lap we celebrate. Women's Motorsports Network. Let's hit the track. Let's hit the track. Women's Motorsports Network. Connecting and celebrating women in motorsports. One story at a time.
This episode is sponsored by Snyder's Lawn Care and Property Maintenance. Businesses across Kalamazoo rely on their professional mowing, landscaping, and property maintenance services to keep their properties looking sharp with Snyder's Lawn Care and Property Maintenance. Reach out to Bob or Andrew at 269-775-1275. Again, that's 269-775-1275, or look him up at snyderslawncare.com. Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. And my guest today is Ariel Bayarski. Did I say that right, Ariel?
You got it.
What a pretty name. I love Ariel. Was your mom a Disney fan? Is that how you got the name Ariel?
She claims she named me after a motivational speaker, but she does love The Little Mermaid, so I kind of have a feeling it came from that.
Okay. All right. Well, there's nothing wrong with Disney. My daughter's a travel agent, one of my daughters, and she's a huge Disney fan.
Wow.
Not a fan. She knows everything. And so she specializes kind of in Disney trips, but now she's also specializing in like cruises and stuff. So she can book anything, anywhere, anytime. But she loves Disney. That's her favorite. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can love Disney, right?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. So Ariel, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I am 20 years old, and I was raised in Ohio. So I'm up north by the lake. I'm a northerner. That's never going to change. It's in my blood. But right now I'm currently enrolled at Oklahoma State University. I'm going for my bachelor's in professional sales and marketing management. I'm actually expected to graduate next year, which is fabulous. I'll be a year early. And then I plan on going back for my master's degree in material science and engineering.
Okay.
When I was, sorry.
No, go ahead. So what kind of job would that be? Like what would you work in with that kind of a degree?
So my main goal is to go into the technical sales field. There's a company in Bedford, Ohio, right around where I live. My dad's been there for about 20 years. They purchase scrap metal from around the world. They clean it, melt it into like 20-pound ingots. It kind of looks like a gold bar. And they are the main supplier for like beer bottle molds, water meters. They do the metal for like the propellers on the submarines and stuff. So that's my goal, is to do technical sales for them when I graduate.
Awesome. So you've got a definite plan moving forward. That's great.
Yep. I hope it sticks.
I love hearing that. So sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to ask you that before I forgot. So do you have siblings, pets? Tell me about all that.
I'm an only child. My dad is a dog lover. I think throughout my childhood, we've had easily like 8 or 9 dogs. Right now we have 2 Rhodesian Ridgebacks. We have a mixed breed that my mom rescued. And then my dog, his name's Edward. He's a little basset hound, and he's like my mascot at the racetrack.
Oh, I bet he's cute as can be.
He is. We got a little shirt and stuff that has my name and number on it.
So I have a Shih Tzu.
Aww.
So anybody that listens to this knows I have a Shih Tzu, and he's about 15 pounds. And there's times that I'll say to my husband, I love him more than I love you. But he knows I'm kidding. But we both just adore that dog. I'm telling you. So anyway, he's so cute because he's little, and he just loves to snuggle. And So I get, your dog has a shirt and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Everyone at the racetrack who knows me knows Edward. I think Edward's actually more popular than me, but
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Everybody
Yep.
loves our dogs, don't they? Yeah, for sure. So, Ariel, sounds like you've got a good plan moving forward. You also are involved in racing. Tell me, how did that all start?
So ever since I was a kid, my family, like some of family friends and stuff, my dad was always into like motorsports and he loves tinkering with things. Always would try to make something as fast as he possibly could. So we would go on like trips with friends and stuff, like just little riding trips. And when I was in, I'd say like elementary school, going into middle school, I got really into like competitive volleyball and gymnastics, all the girly stuff. So my dad started racing just to stay in it with like friends. And my mom actually had to go on vacation. I was too young to stay home alone. I think it's because I was an only child. They just didn't fully trust me yet. So I got stuck going to one of my dad's races and I got like sucked in. Like I fell in love with it. And 2 weeks later, he got me a four-wheeler. I was at the next race and my career just took off from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what we always say? If you can just get somebody to the racetrack one time, they'll be a fan forever.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily driving, but some kind of a fan. And that's what happened to you. So what year was that? You would have been like maybe 13, 14 years old, somewhere in there?
Well, I was like 4 or 5 when I got my first four-wheeler. We were at one of our family friends' weddings, and I guess this guy was like selling one. And next thing I know, my 4-year-old self is ripping through the yard.
Okay.
Four-wheeler in the middle of the wedding. The wedding was over, like it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
But so it started on a quad, and then my dad, the Can-Am got released in like 2014, something like that.
Yeah.
I started driving it. I got hooked. And then my first race that I ever competed in, I want to say it was 2020, like right around, it was when COVID. Was yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've been racing a few years, and what are you racing right now?
So right now I race a Can-Am X3. And I just moved up to the national level last year. So this will be my second full season with Champ Off-Road. I'm in the Pro Side-by-Side class. And then we also follow Outlaw Series Central in the Pro Side-by-Side class. And whenever we have time, we hit Durham Town Off-Road Park down in Georgia, also in the Pro Side-by-Side class. But we're busy.
Sounds like you are. Because, Oklahoma. Well, so you probably go home in the summer, do you?
I do not. So I do live down here. I work down here and everything. But
because Georgia is a lot closer to Ohio than it is Oklahoma.
Surprisingly, right? Drive time is exactly the same.
Maybe, yeah, really.
14 hours from both.
It's a long ways. Yeah, it's a long ways. Awesome. Oh, do you race in Oklahoma at all?
So I used to, back when I lived in Ohio, of course, not very convenient. Mid-America Outdoors, when that was still a big race series. I started there July of 2022 or June of 2022. It was Visions Off-Road. And at that time, I was still competitive in the woods racing because that's where I started on a four-wheeler and eventually transitioned to a side-by-side. So my first full year down in Oklahoma at Mid-America was 2023. Did that full season and then did 2 races in 2022. Same facility, but under Heartland. And then the season did not continue.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So summer's coming up. Is race season already started for you? Are you going to be racing this year? What's your plan?
Yeah. So actually, my race season started last weekend. I got back Sunday night from Lucas Oil Speedway with Outlaw Series Central. So I placed first on Sunday and second on Saturday. Great race.
This is perfect day to interview you then, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Awesome. So you got first on one day and second on the other. Now, is that a normal weekend for you? Do you win a lot, Ariel? You can be honest.
I try.
Well, I
But
know you try, but
I will say some weekends are better than others. Every racer has their highs, has their lows.
mhm.
Um, at Durham Town and Outlaw Central, I would say I'm more consistent with my podium finishes and my race wins, just because it's not to sound like this at all, but it's not the best of the best. Champ Off
Okay.
Road is definitely where it's a different caliber of drivers.
Okay.
So at Champ, I'm happy with the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. But you're realistic about, what you're doing,
yeah.
and it is about winning, but it's also about having fun and learning and making friends too. So, yeah, that sounds awesome. So what's your schedule look like then for the summer?
Oh, I could pull it up.
All right.
It's a busy schedule. So I did leave this out. My dad got me a go-kart this summer, or not this summer, this spring, like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our really close friends that we race with, the Hills, Carson, Terry, and Julie Hill. Carson does go-karts. They live out in eastern Oklahoma.
Okay.
So Carson has a go-kart, and his dad convinced my dad to get me a go-kart. So we're going to race go-karts together in the summer.
Okay. And where will you have to go to do that?
I believe it's just in Tulsa. So
Okay.
not too far.
No, not too far at all. So you're going to be racing the go-kart, and you're going to be racing the Can-Am as well. And how far do you go away from Oklahoma? Like, do you go like all over the country or stay mostly kind of in the middle of the country? Where do you go?
I'm all over the country. I go Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, and California.
So where do you come in Michigan to race?
Bark River.
Bark River.
It's on the Upper Peninsula, kind of by Wisconsin.
Okay. All right. I haven't heard of Bark River, but I live in Michigan, but that's a trip up there, but you never know. Yeah. Bark River, Michigan. And what kind of a trail track, whatever is that?
It's a short course track, so it's
Okay.
basically just a larger scale motocross track.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
All the
What do
racing
you,
that I do is short course. I've
okay.
unfortunately moved away from the woods racing side of things.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the tracks are short course.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing about racing in the summer? Or anytime, racing period.
I love that the adrenaline rush that it gives me, and I also love like the relationships and friendships that I've made along the way. The people, I stand by this, the people you meet at the racetrack are some of the truest people ever. Like this one girl, her name's Katrina. We were competitors back when I very first started racing 5-6 years ago. We are still best friends to this day. She lives all the way in Pennsylvania. I have friends across the country that I've met racing, and it's just the best thing in the world.
It is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Of course, social media really helps stay in touch for one thing, but it doesn't seem possible when you think back, maybe even 10 years ago, that you could have some of your best friends that you maybe even call family that live hours away from you.
Yeah.
And yet you feel like they're family. And then as soon as you get back together, it feels like you haven't been apart.
Exactly.
Yeah. And racing, as far as I know, is the only sport that gives you those opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's
I have
pretty cool.
friends in Texas, California, Minnesota, New Hampshire, everywhere.
Yeah.
Georgia. Yeah.
Right. So that's just the best part for me about motorsports. Because Ariel, I would have never met you had it not been for motorsports.
Yes.
And so my friend circle has just grown so much since I started doing this, because I just meet some of the most wonderful young women, and it's a lot of fun. So what was the hardest thing for you to learn when you started actually racing?
Oh boy, I could probably give you a couple. I'm a
Okay.
very competitive person, and for me, I'm also kind of a perfectionist. I could tell you about a race I had 3 years ago when I accidentally over rotated the car a little bit in the woods and slammed into a tree and ripped off my front end, and it still eats at me. So one
Oh,
of
Ariel, you have to let that go.
it's so bad. Um, but one of the things that does like that I have learned is to not beat myself up. We have our good days, we have our bad days. Nobody's perfect. We're human.
Right.
That's
Right.
probably the biggest one.
So when you have a bad day, how do you handle that?
I stress eat really, really bad.
Okay. What do you eat when you stress eat?
Anything.
Anything that your mom has in the camper.
So, fun fact about my mom, she is vegan. So, she's meat free, dairy free, oil free, nut free. If she watches this, she might kill me for telling you that.
No, that's okay.
So, I kind of have to like fend for myself, bring my own snacks, rely on my dad to like grocery shop and get the good stuff. Um, so I mean, my parents make dinner every night at the track, but right before I go out for a race, I'm digging through like the grapes or the pretzels or a thing of ramen noodles. Like I'm really just finding something to kind of put me at ease.
Okay. Or you eat track food, I'm sure. That's definitely
Not as much as you'd think I would,
okay.
honestly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite go-to snack if you went to the store and you had anything to
Oh,
take to the racetrack? What would be your go-to snack?
that's a good one.
There's so many.
Literally. Okay, I can't
That's
think of a snack right now, but like food, I would definitely get like a thick, juicy steak.
okay.
Mhm.
You love steak. Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah.
At the track though, like in the summer, I love like a watermelon. Like that hits the spot.
Oh, it
Mhm.
does for sure. A really, really cold watermelon on a hot
Mhm.
summer day.
The
Nothing
best.
better. Yeah. One of my favorite snacks, it's really hard because I can't really get them anymore, is I love Sturzing potato chips. And
Never.
they are made in Iowa, and you have to get them kind of in that area. And I used to live in Illinois, right across the river from Iowa, and I didn't appreciate all those chips that were available. So whenever somebody comes through Iowa and they're coming to Michigan, like my sister or somebody, oh yeah, they'll bring me like 10 bags of Sturzings. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
cute.
love Sturzings. They're a little on the greasy side, but just a
Mhm.
little bit. They're just different. And so we all have our thing that we love,
I'll
our
have to try
snack.
it.
Yeah, you'll have to find some Sturzing potato chips. So, if you had a family come up to you and they said, our daughter wants to get into racing, what would you say to them? What advice would you have?
I would probably first and foremost tell them like my experiences and like some of the things that I personally have struggled with to see if that's something they're able to avoid. But at the track, there are always like a couple little girls that come up to me, ask me how I got into it, say they want to get started. And I'd just be honest. I'd be like, you got to be brave. First of all, you're going to have people telling you that either A, you don't belong here, or why are you doing this, just kind of questioning you. But if
Hmm.
it's something you want to do, you go and do it.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Don't let somebody crush your dreams. That's for sure.
Nope. Instead, you
Yeah.
crush them on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. So, who would you consider your support system? Who helps you on and off the track to make sure everything's ready to go and in good shape?
I give all the credit to my dad, actually. He builds the cars, gets me to the track. If something's broken, he's on the phone ordering the parts or checking his inventory to see if he has it. There has never, knock on wood. I need to find some wood after this. Oh, this is wood. Hold on. Okay, knock on wood, we have never had an issue at the track that he wasn't able to fix and get me out there either later that day or the next day. He is just 110% on top of his game. And sometimes I think he focuses more on my racing than he does his job. He'll be on a work call trying to reprogram my steering, and someone's talking to him, and he'll be like, hey, let me call you back in like 15 minutes. I got to fix this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's good. That's a good dad. He's concentrating on the daughter, so that's a good thing for sure.
He is.
Yeah. So do you help at all, like with the maintenance and things of your what do you call it?
Like maintenance and just overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you help with all that?
Think of it. I do as much as I can. Obviously, when I lived in Ohio with them, it was a lot easier because the shop was 1,000 feet away, not even.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after like my races and stuff, typically there's like wash bays and stuff. I'll try and like get it pretty clean. I always keep my gear ready, make sure I'm ready. So it's like the little things I do try and help out with, but overall, like swapping a motor or something like that, I'm not your girl.
So does it stay in Ohio and then your dad meets you at the race?
Yeah. So
okay.
the hauler, trailer, all the cars, they stay in Ohio.
Okay.
And depending on where we're going, I just ask him what time he's going to be there and I meet him there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. It sounds like you've got it worked out pretty well for what you need to do.
We try.
So Ariel, if you live away from your parents, then you're doing laundry and grocery shopping and school and all this. How do you manage everything on your own without your parents hanging out to help you?
It's hard. Luckily, I am enrolled in online college for this year just because I knew with my racing, I think I have like 20 some race weekends, and a race weekend is not just 1 or 2 days. It's like minimum 3 to 5 days. And I would have missed like over 100 days of class time. I'm not going to be passing my classes if I'm never there. So luckily my school's online. I can bring it with me, do it at my own pace. But grocery shopping and stuff, Whole Foods pickup is very helpful. Occasionally like Walmart delivery. My work hours though are very nice. I work 6 o'clock in the morning to 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So when I come home, I have pretty much like 8 hours to get everything done. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you do for work?
So I work at a red light therapy studio. They do like medical grade red light therapy. Yeah. We have like Pilates stuff, power plate, sauna.
Okay.
A little girly pops job.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting job, though. I've heard of the red light therapy, so that's nothing new. I've seen about it on television, I think, for sure. So what about your car number? What number are you? Did you choose it? The colors of your I don't want to say car. It's really not a car, but we'll call it a car. We'll call it a Can-Am. So tell me about it. What's it look like? What number is it?
So when I first started racing, I used my dad's old number, which was 124. That he just was randomly given. There was no thought that went into it. But when I got to pick my own number, my lucky numbers are 7 and 5. So I didn't want to be number 75 because I was like, I feel like someone else is probably number 75. I don't want to be someone else. So I took both the numbers and I put them next to each other. And I was like, what number looks good in between that? So I was 735 for about 4 years. That just stuck. And then when I transitioned into Champ Off-Road, you're only allowed to have 2 digits. So my number is now 05 because 5 is my favorite over 7.
Okay.
That's how I got it. But yeah, my colors are black, red, white, and like a gunmetal gray. I just can't get away from the red. I really love red.
Yeah, I do too. Red's one of my favorite colors. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about social media for a minute. How do you use it to like promote yourself and your racing. Is that how you got sponsors or what? So tell me about how you use social media.
Yeah, so I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. My Snapchat is a little more personal. I don't really put too much racing stuff on there. It's mostly Instagram and Facebook, but I always get the pictures at the racetrack, post updates. One of my good friends, Avery Sands, she actually used to race as well. She just quit last year. She does media at the track. So this past weekend, she put a really cool video together for me. So I just keep people up to date with how I'm doing, where we're going, shout out my sponsors, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So let's talk about your sponsors. Tell me who they are.
I got quite a few.
Okay, that's good.
So I have Rival Motorsports. They're based out of Ohio. He's one of our more local dealers, Scotty Lawrence. I'm sure you've probably heard the name. He is such a big help if it comes to any sort of technical knowledge whatsoever. My dad could call him at 8:00 at night and be like, hey, the car's doing this. I've tried this, this, and this. And he will give some sort of suggestion. And then I also have 911 Fab. He's also based out of Ohio. He actually became one of our really close friends. He's kind of like my cool uncle, I feel like. He does all my fab work. So chassis, if I break something, like frame-wise, anything that needs to be welded, Tim takes care of it.
All right.
And then I have Josh from Freedom Race Lifts. He's such a great group of people to work with. Like I said, I hung out with them at PRI this past year, and they're just so personable and they make things fun. They're just genuine people. I could talk about them all day, I swear.
Yeah.
And
Good
then,
people.
yeah, Hoosier Tire, Mid-Atlantic, grateful for their support. Gary Hinkle at GeForce Racing, he does my suspension, so like my shocks and stuff. Also, my dad could send him a video and say, hey, car's doing this. What do I need to tweak? I've tried this. He'll respond in like 5 minutes. I will say truthfully, everyone we work with is just like they care. They genuinely care about what they're doing and they try to help us as much as they can.
Yeah.
And then some friends that we have, Jack Lilly, he has a metallurgical consulting business, kind of like the metallurgical field that I'm going into with my sales. So he supported me the past few years. And then Doggone Investments, they do a similar thing as well. Am I talking too much? Because I'm
No, absolutely not. Keep going, girl.
And then I have Northern Crankshafts. They are based out of Minnesota, I believe. I could be so wrong. It's Minnesota or Wisconsin. But my dad, when he was a kid, little backtrack, he used to drag race snowmobiles. So Northern Crankshafts made snowmobile parts, and they became really close. I started racing. We were able to obtain their support with my racing, and they actually stopped at a few of my champ races this year because it was up in their direction. Really good group of people. Evolution Power Sports, Can-Am, Raceline Wheels. I also have Summit Racing Equipment. One of their big headquarters is probably like 40 minutes from my house. So we've gotten to know them really well. Also talked with them at PRI, did the whole connections thing. Another really great group of people. Like jumble. And then Rugged Radios, Simpson Race Products for like my helmet, all that fun stuff. Ultimax Belts, they are one of the most supportive groups that I also work with. They're always on my Facebook pages being like, hey, congrats, good luck, checking in, seeing how we're doing. And then Blaster Products. So I actually went to school with someone that is related to the people that own it.
Okay, and what are Blaster Products?
Like PB Blaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're working our way in there too.
All right. So what I keep hearing over and over with your sponsors is relationships. And I think that's one of the things that isn't talked about enough. Every driver needs sponsors pretty much, right?
Yes.
But a lot of people who drive don't get the relationship building part
Mm-hmm.
They have to make, you can't just go in and ask for thousands of dollars and think somebody's just going to hand you a check. You've got to build a relationship, and it might start small. It might start with $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do well, you stay in touch, you promote their products. Next year it's 500. Next year it's 1,000, whatever it might be. But you're building the relationships. Whatever they do, you're thankful for. And
Yeah.
when they realize that, one, you're thankful, you appreciate it, and you're a good partner because you're promoting their business right along with your racing, it's a
Mm-hmm.
win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I heard when you were giving me that list
Mm-hmm.
about what wonderful people they are, how nice they are, how they care about you as the driver. And I love that, Ariel. I think that's an important part of what we've talked
Mm-hmm.
about today, for sure.
Yeah, there was one race, I want to say it was like 2 years ago at Mid-America Outdoors. Scotty from Rival Motorsports, he saw that I totaled my car, and my dad called him 3 hours later on the way home, and he was like, "Hey, I need a frame." And Scott was like, "I got one in stock when you want to come pick it up." Like, it's really like that. Yes, that may have been like a coincidence, but still, it's just the amount of support. You can't replace that with anything. And just being able to have a good, solid group of people that you know have your best interest and want you to succeed is the
Right.
best feeling in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And as young as you are, to have figured out that it's about relationships is just going to benefit you, the rest of your life, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you try, like, are you turning Ariel into a brand, or you haven't got, you're not really concentrating on that? Do you know what I mean when I say, like, do you have t-shirts? Do you focus a lot on branding yourself on social media and that, or, you have a lot going on? Is that something that you think about or try to do?
Yeah. So to an extent, I do have like, you can't really see it, but I do have like
Yeah, I can
t-shirts
see it.
and stuff. I have like the hero cards, the business cards.
Okay.
I don't have one on. Is that one over there? No, it's not. Like the little wristbands. I
Yeah.
got color changing cups. I got all the merch and stuff.
Okay.
Right now, my head is at trying to make a name for myself
Okay.
at this national level, and then moving forward from there.
Yeah. So that is part of it. The branding is making a name for yourself and putting yourself out there.
Mhm.
A lot of times, and it isn't just girls, drivers don't always think about how they can put themselves out there in a good way, to where they catch attention of maybe new sponsors or new people, or even just fans that be like, "Oh, I've kind of followed you, Ariel, and I see you're going to be racing in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Well, I live in Kalamazoo. I'm going to come and watch you race."
Mhm.
So that's part of the branding too, is letting people know where you're going to be and always being welcoming, and it all works together. And that, along with all those relationships you're building, is going to take you a long way. I know for sure.
1,000%.
So, yeah. So, what has been your proudest moment?
In racing,
Mm-hmm.
I can give you two.
Okay.
So in 2022, I was 16 years old, 17 years old, one of the two. Back when I was woods racing, Red Bull, my little trophies right over there.
I see that.
They hosted a mountain scramble at Seven Springs, Pennsylvania. And this was like my prime woods racing. It was me and Katrina, my bestie from Pennsylvania. And it was me and her. There was one other girl team there. Out of 100, there were over 100 drivers. All like the factory Red Bull drivers were there, a bunch of like top-notch name drivers. And we picked our starting spot because they do dead engine starts. So we fourth row back. It goes off a time, but still, when you're behind like 60 cars, some carnage and some stuff in the way. So I was in the sportsman class. I wasn't even in pro. And we ended up at 16 and 17 years old, we ended up winning our class by over 2.5 minutes. And then we took 8th overall for the entire race, which
Wow.
is insane. There's a picture of me and Katrina standing in the middle of the top box, and these two men next to us looked so irritated.
I'm sure.
It's like a funny irritated though.
Mm-hmm.
But from that, I got like a little segment on the news. I had some interviews, some newspaper articles. So that's probably like my number one.
Yeah.
I always see photos of it pop up and I'm like, take me back. Like that was the best weekend ever.
Yeah.
But my second one was September of last year. My little medal's back there too. I got 3rd place at Glen Helen. So my first full year at the national level in the pro class, I made a podium at the last race of the year. So that was really exciting. I got the checkered flag, was about to pull off the track. So in my class, there's a number 5 and there's a number 05. I'm 05. So my dad's like screaming at me on the radio. He's like, 05 to podium, 05 to podium. And I'm like, are you sure they didn't say 5? Because I was really not. I just didn't think I podiumed. And they were like, no, 5 and 05 to podium. So I drove my car over there, got out. Everyone's screaming. I was like shaking in my fire suit. I was like, did I seriously just podium? But those are my 2.
How exciting.
Yeah.
How exciting. That's so fun. So, Ariel, what have we not talked about that you want to share about your racing, yourself, anything at all? Have we left anything important out? And if so, what is it? Tell me.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
So where's your next race?
My next race is back at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, and it is May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for the season opener of Champ Off-Road.
Okay. All right. So Champ Off-Road, if I Googled that, would that be a pretty good telling of your schedule for the summer? Or,
yes.
Or that's on and off? You're going to do all of those?
Champ Off-Road, I'm 110% committed to. We're going to hit all those races.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Sounds good.
You gonna make it
I have really enjoyed talking to you. I had heard about you from someone. And so I'm glad that we had a chance to finally connect and tell your story. And Ariel, you're going to have a great summer. I just know you are. And your bubbly, friendly, outgoing personality is a lot of why you have built those relationships. So keep that up and add me to the list of people that, are proud of you and what you're doing. And please stay in touch and keep me up to date on all the things that you're up to.
I want to thank you truthfully so much for having me on here today. It was a good time and I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So hold on just for a second.
Start your engines. This is the Women's Motor Fun Network. From dirt track nights to the bright race lights, from the garage to victory lane, women are rising, chasing the dream. one story at a time.